Alright, what's up guys? I'm back with another build. I'm going to showcase my Youga 1 Sparkle Cleanup Crew. It's named that because we use Sparkle and Youga 1 for double clones. And we're also using Spell Burst to just cast a ton of sparkles. I'm going to go over the build after the showcase, so stay tuned and hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you end up liking this, and please stay till the end of the video. I'll have timestamps below in the comments. Thank you guys. I just want to mention first, this was at time mark 7 currently, just so you know. And I do plan to push this build into deep space if I can, and I'll share more changes after the fact. But for now I thought maybe I should share my ideas since it seems to be doing alright. It's not tanky, it can still die pretty easily, so just bear in mind, I'm still working on it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy.
Emerging. Defiant.
So there you have it. That's a time mark 7. I know we died once, and that was because I didn't dodge. Could have played that better, but overall not too bad. I'll quickly go over some of the things going on here. We'll start with the gear. Main thing is intelligence, energy shield, based gear. I am currently using Mercurial Torment, Heart of Magic, and Shadow of Thunderlight's Fury as my uniques. And then we have a +1 max spell burst to get the 4 spell burst on our belt. I still need to get intelligence instead of dexterity on that. Added cold or lightning damage, doesn't really matter, we convert to cold. This is our wand currently. The +10 additional spell damage is the best I found at this level. I want to get better. I just need a lot more currency. Skill area's decent. We do need that. And I'm still looking to get a better intelligence roll on this. Go over the skills next. So for Sparkle, I ended up with multiple projectiles, Psychic Burst, Magnetic Field for the Magnificent skill. This makes it so that it casts Chain Lightnings every 0.25 seconds, hitting the furthest enemy away and knocking them back towards the projectile. The range is affected by skill area, and it gives the skill the shotgun effect, so getting plus projectiles is really good. We're going to try to get that in our passives as well through one of the legendary slates. The Chain Lightnings don't do a lot of damage, however. Went Lightning to Cold. And then we also added Strobe here for the damage intervals. It just keeps enemies locked down. Here's our Soul Candle real quick. Just needed extra resists and aura effect. Figured this would be pretty decent. The regain interval's pretty nice as well. Keeps my energy shield topped up. As you saw, my wand on my offhand had energy shield regain, so we get to regain quite a bit. That keeps us topped up. We're using Activation Medium Spell Burst for our Ice Bond, which is giving us additional cold damage to frostbitten enemies for our skills, and then increased effect each time it's cast. Speed Phantom gives us additional spell damage up to 8 stacks for each enemy hit. We also get move speed. We get additional hit damage for skills cast by Spell Burst. And we also get cast speed from using this. I went with Blizzard and the Activation Medium Spell Burst, and then that just auto casts it constantly. And this is giving us additional cold damage taken for 6 seconds, and we're giving it additional buff effect and turning it into an Empower skill. This is giving us just a ton of damage, and we're also using this for a ton of extra cold damage. I like it with Preparation personally. It's just up all the time anyways. I believe there's like a second downtime. It's really not that bad. I didn't want to have to buy another Spell Burst Activation Medium. I only really need it for those 2 skills. And now for our reserved skills, we're reserving Summon Frost Magus on our life, and that lets us restore max life and energy shield every second. And we're also getting a huge increased effect. And the reason it's not costing us all that much life and mana to run all these, I'll get into when we get to the passives. But we're running Spell Amplification for additional damage for spell skills, and that also has Restrain for sealed mana compensation, and Aura Amplification, just to get a little extra aura effect. Summon Thunder Magus gives us cast speed and additional damage. And then we Restrain and get Friend of Spirit Magi for the extra buffs. Frigid Domain gives additional cold damage taken to enemies near us. It says 12 meters. We give it increased area of effect for even larger radius, I believe. Should work like that. And then Aura Effect should also buff that a bit. And now we'll go to the passives. This Off the Beaten Track. This is the reason we can use so many auras. Support skills mana multiplier is fixed at 95%. That includes the life reservation support which normally has a much higher multiplier. So the more supports you put in to the aura skills, the less reservation they're going to take. Here's a breakdown of our passives. I'm just going to show you the numbers here. I'm not really going to go over them right now because they may change, they might not. Going with Beacon for spell burst, Insight for additional spell damage. Magister has Bunch. And then we went with these. I showed you what we're using for Lich. This is the passives we're using for it. And then I ended up with Prophet because I wanted this extra chance to gain focus blessings whenever I freeze enemies, and additional damage against frostbitten enemies since we're always frostbiting them. And we also get the additional damage taken by enemies frozen by me recently. We take Mind Blades so that we get additional cold damage when wielding a wand. And that's the best damage multiplier here because it's just always up. Our current slates are pretty bad, just using what I've gotten so far, and I haven't really had any time to upgrade them, or haven't found any good ones, I should say, but that's what I'm using. I plan to get +2 projectiles from, I believe, one of these trees. Yeah, 3 birds with 1 stone. I want to get this on a legendary slate, and that'll let me drop the projectiles support for something else, or I can keep it for even more shotgun damage. Either way, it would be really strong. Gonna have to do some testing once I can get it, but as you might expect, it's pretty expensive. Gonna go over this stuff real quick. These are the ones that I picked. I have double the illusions. I can give them my cast speed basically to get extra damage. We're looking for intelligence for our base trait. I'm trying to get better ones of these, obviously. Max energy shield is really good. Cast speed's important. And cast speed for our final one. This is a good place to get block and spell block as well. We're running with these guys for the cold damage and elemental damage, as well as elemental piercing and cold piercing. It seems pretty decent to me. See, we get quite a bit of damage off of this. So not too bad. Nothing too rare or crazy. And then for these guys, it's just drop quantity for flame fuel, and then a little bit of ember drop quantity, which they're not even maxed out. Only one is. So yeah, this is just my free-to-play stuff that I've had, and all I've needed. And yeah, I believe that's everything for now. If I missed anything, go ahead and ask in the comments. I'm willing to answer any questions, of course. And yeah, I'm gonna keep trying to push this further, get better gear, get further into the end game. If you enjoy the build idea, please subscribe. It would help me a lot. I'm trying to get this channel monetized quickly. And thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one.